source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with reputationdefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patent and technology.
Boy, you can hear that thunder and lightning out there, can't you?
All right, you got 5 seconds.
All right.
Good. Need the water. You good?
We're live? I guess I am.
Broadcasting from the undisclosed bunker studios in the hottest city in America. It's the Steve Sanchez.
That they were going to take their government back from the tyranny that has been controlling us, and that is why, again, Donald Trump won.
Now it's time for the American people to take back their future.
This is the best thought bill I've ever heard in my life.
Because here he is now, with a Constitution in one hand and a Bible in the other. Your host, Steve Sanchez.
Thank you, Greg Geringer. Hour number 2, thanks for hanging out, Steve Sanchez. 1-877-49-STEVE is how you weigh into the program. 1-877-497-8383. Want to say hi to our Facebook Live and Periscope audience. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Glad everybody's on. Larry and Tim and Clint, thank you. Bella, thanks for being on with the Steve Sanchez Show live. If you've yet to subscribe for free to our VIP Undisclosed Bunker portal, where you can watch me live, get exclusive podcasts behind the scenes, etc., etc., you can do that by simply going to the SteveSanchezShow.com website and subscribe absolutely for free. Tammy, how you doing? Michelle, thank you for being with us. Connie, thank you. Appreciate it. I'm going to try to do the best news I can. And again, I am live on radio as well. So let's get back down to business. Right now, friends, the liberal left, they're preparing. Trust me when I tell you this. They are preparing to create a campaign agenda for 2018, because 2018, the midterm elections, is around the corner. I mean, let's be intellectually honest. People right now are planning, they're getting strategic, they're trying to raise money so that when the new year hits, it is all on, because the libs want to control both houses of Congress because they have no power. And that's why they've been continuing the Russia collusion ridiculousness and all the other things that they've been doing. In the first hour, we're talking about Anthony Scaramucci, how he's the new White House communications director, and Sarah Huckabee now as the press secretary. And I explained about this. If you caught and you didn't catch that for our live Facebook audience, you can go catch the podcast later. It'll be up on the website on our archives. But most people are asking me, well, what do you mean by this, Steve? There's a campaign agenda. It's simple. I mean, it's pretty much everything. Look, right now, everything, pretty much everything that the liberals have tried to do or to accuse Trump on has failed miserably. Let's be honest. Nothing has worked. So what they're going to do, of course, what they're going to do right now is when they feel cornered, and they know there's no plan because all the accusations, the collusion, all the ridiculousness that they've done isn't working, they have to go back to their favorite page of their playbook, and that's racism. How can we basically utilize race against President Trump? That's what they do. And they do it successfully. Let's be honest. They do it successfully. It's just not going to work this time either. Because there is a different narrative that is being set up in this country by people like me, by patriots out there, news organizations like Breitbart and Drudge and some of the others out there, are literally fighting back and saying, no, you're not setting the agenda anymore. You're not setting the narrative anymore. This country, the patriots of this country, are not going to fall for your shenanigans any longer. But let me give you a for instance. Ben Jealous. Some people may know who Ben Jealous is. He's the former NAACP president who is currently right now preparing to run or is a candidate for governor in Maryland. Big lib. And the reality is he, in order to win the governorship of Maryland, has to basically, once again, use a page out of the tired and worn out playbook of the Democrats, and that's called Donald Trump a racist. And he said that Trump has very little respect for people of color in this country. But the truth of the matter is, he has no evidence of that. He has no evidence of that because President Trump, even before being the president, has always shown diversity in his companies with minorities and women. No question about it. Look at his administration. Tell me there's not diversity there? Come on. But again, let's go back to the worn out page of the worn out playbook and let's utilize racism. And this is laughable. I mean, when we really look at the 2000 election results, friends, and we look at exactly what happened in 2016, you can't argue the fact that Trump got more votes with the Latinos and blacks than Mitt Romney did, even than John McCain did. And by the way, God bless John McCain. I know he's been diagnosed with brain cancer. And you know where I stand with John McCain. I am not a fan of John McCain. I don't like John McCain. I don't stand with John McCain. But I will tell you this, cancer is a serious business. My dad died from cancer. I don't wish that on anybody. My prayers are with John McCain and his family, and prayerfully he will be healed from that. And when he does get healed from that, he needs to retire and go fishing. I mean, just as simple as that. So let's keep our prayers up and over for Senator McCain and his family, regardless of how you feel about it. Just don't like the fact that he's got brain cancer. But when we go back and we look at the votes, we look at Romney, we look at McCain, Donald Trump did better with Latinos and blacks. But yet, someone like Ben Jealous is going to try to set up a false narrative that he did not. But this is why Bernie Sanders is going to run again, friends. Did you hear that? Bernie Sanders is preparing himself for a run in 2020 because Bernie Sanders believes that, well, it was true. He was cheated by Hillary Clinton. There's no question about it. She cheated him out of the nomination. But Bernie Sanders, in my humble opinion, is not going to be able to be elected the president no matter what people believe, no matter what kind of feel the burn momentum is going to go on out there again for Bernie, because Bernie is a fake. Bernie likes capitalism. Don't believe me? Ask the people that know Bernie. Ask people. Ask about his wife's loan application. Ask about his homes. Ask about his wealth. Now, granted, he might not have the wealth as others out there in D.C., but the truth of the matter is Bernie Sanders is no babe in the woods. And he will be running, or at least he's pondering a run in 2020. But you know what's funny is, and this is funny, and this will literally make you laugh, because crazy anti-Maxine Waters is also pondering a run. 78-year-old Aunt Maxine, crazy auntie, is pondering a run against President Trump. Why? I'm going to use the race thing. This is all they know, friends. This is it. And when you look at the facts don't lie. President Obama, being a black man, the first black president elected to this country, divided this country. We are more divided in race than we ever have. And the reality is there's really no such thing as racism anymore as a overall whole. That is an individual ideology, and it's wrong. And I think you know it. I don't think anybody that has a brain knows that it's wrong. But the Democrats only have that in terms of power. How can I make America believe that there's still racism in this country? Because if they try to make you believe that, then they can continue to divide you, then they can get votes and keep their power. That's the reality, friends. That's always been the reality of the liberal Democratic Party. But when you go back to history, they were the purveyors of the KKK. They were the ones that were wanting to stop civil rights. Just go back and do a history lesson. It's pretty simple. Don't listen to the liberal professors teaching you history because they don't even know history. They're rewriting history. All right, let's go ahead and jump back to our busy calls here. Let's jump over to Bill in Las Vegas. You're up next. Welcome to the program.
Well, thank you very much, Steve. it's always a pleasure to be on the program. I would like to say that I have real enjoyment come out of it. So, you got some of the funniest people going in, and I will say that you handle it well.
I appreciate that, Bill. There's some characters out there. Bill, I'm going to have to put you on hold because your cell phone or your phone line, the reception's pretty bad. So let's put him on hold. And Daniel, let's see if we can get that one straightened out with him, and I'll come back around to him. 1-877-49-STEVE is how you weigh into the program. I know I got other calls on hold, but we're getting close to break, and I would rather go to break before I actually get someone started and then have to cut them off. We've got a couple phone lines still open. 1-877-497-8383. That's 1-877-49-STEVE. Weigh in on the conversation. What are your thoughts about crazy anti-Maxine Waters wanting to run in 2020? How about Bernie Phil the Burn Sanders also wanting to throw his hat in the ring because according to, well, Ben Jealous, the former NAACP president, who is candidate for governor in Maryland, saying that Trump has little respect for people of color. In essence, they're calling him a racist. Just like billionaire Mike Fernandez, as I said in the first hour, said, if I was a doctor and Trump was born as a baby, I would have killed him as a baby. He would have killed baby Trump. This is who we're dealing with. And he's a Republican. And trust me when I tell you this, friends, the GOP, many of them, and the liberal Democrats all wear the same coat. And that is the coat of the establishment party. That is the coat of a new world order, one world religion, one world currency world. That is who they are. They're not going to change. Just like Lindsey Graham saying, if you don't like amnesty and you oppose that, don't even vote for me. Good, Lindsey. Hopefully you get the hell out of there. This is what needs to happen. This is the purging of America that needs to happen, friends. Because at the end of the day, if we do not send the best and the brightest to Washington, not to get rich, not to further their own agenda, but to represent you, the people, we the people, we're going to continue to have this fight, this pushback for years, forever, really. This is why they're pushing back so hard. This is why the deep state is after Trump. This is why the deep state is after you. They want to control you. They want to make decisions for you. That's the reality, friends. We've got to stop it. 1-877-49-STEVE is how you enter the program. Quick break, and when we come back, we're going to go straight back to the calls. Don't go away. All right, I am totally frozen on everything.
Yeah, the storm coming in. I'm absolutely slow on everything.
I'm not so, I'm frozen.
Yeah, I'm having major
I
delays.
can't open anything up.
It comes midday, my energy level
You can turn that down, though.
I'm getting ready to crash, so I tend to go with a cup of coffee or the energy drink that's sold at the store that we all
See,
know
this is what's happening here.
Well, some friends of mine just reintroduced me to Indigo Jelly. In fact, something
Let's
called
do a hard
Hot
quit on Safari if you
energy
can.
drink that doesn't
Is that possible?
it's healthy for you. It's got something called
Not a good
Oh,
time
it
for
just
me to
shut
do
off
it.
randomly. You saw
It's
that?
a natural
Okay.
antioxidant that gives you bursts of energy that last for hours.
I know he wants to move.
This stuff increases my energy and helps the anti-aging process and even curbs the appetite. I've got representatives saying
All right, friends, if you're still with us live on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope, thank you for being with us. We're at break right now, and here in the hottest city in America, we're having what they call monsoons. So when that happens, we run into significant technology difficulties, and that's what we're having right now. So producer Nate is working tirelessly to get that fixed, and our board op, Daniel, is also working to get that fixed. So hang in there. Continue to keep dropping your comments, and we'll be back on shortly once everything is in order.
Still frozen?
Nah, I think we're coming
No, I
on.
think you're coming back.
By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. Pocketpocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at
Looks like you're back on now.
I think so. It's just
It's facility.
Pocketpocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
It's a no-brainer. A big monkey water filter is the one you need, period. You need a water filter that removes chlorine, fluoride, pharmaceuticals, BPA, and other endocrine disruptors, pesticides, bacteria, viruses, and much more, right? It does it all at only 2 cents per gallon. Get the original, most trusted name in gravity water filtration, Big Murky. And now GCN listeners receive 5% off ceramic filter systems using code GCN. Call or click 1-877-99-MURKY or BigMurkyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY.
yeah, this thing is just frozen on me here.
Yeah, I have you at the CPU percentage is at 200%.
Yeah, is it frozen? Is it frozen on yours?
No, not frozen at all. Are you still getting your articles pulled up and stuff like that I have?
Yeah. That looks like it's back on now. Tremendous censorship, though.
You have 60 seconds.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists get back to nature, expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and slingbows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98.
Second half of the
Yeah, we'll see where we go with that.
Ready? Go.
Okay. All right, welcome back. Steve Sanchez hanging out with you. 1-877-49-STEVE is how you weigh into the conversation. Glad to be hanging out with you. We've been talking a lot of shop tonight, and don't forget, you need to stay tuned through the whole show, because in the third hour, we're going to talk about O.J. Simpson being paroled, and we're going to talk, it's going to be called the Hour of Outrageous, because we're going to talk about O.J. Simpson being paroled, but we're also going to talk about what the Pope said, the outrageous thing that the Pope said, and this will prove once and for all everything I've been talking about end times prophetic revelation, the Antichrist, the New World Order, all those things and more. You don't need to go to some UFO show out there to know the truth, because there's no such thing as UFOs, there's no such thing as aliens on other planets, and I will set the record straight in hour number 3, and it ties directly into Washington, D.C., the political establishment, and how you're being duped, without a shadow of a doubt. And we've been talking about, Ben Jealous, and that's who he is. He's jealous. And the only way Ben Jealous, former NAACP president, could ever win the governorship of Maryland is by using the tried and true race card. That's what crazy anti-Maxine Waters is doing. That's what Bernie Sanders does. That's what they all do, because the Democrats have failed miserably with the fake news agenda. That's why I'm glad Sean Spicer resigned. That's why I'm glad Anthony Scaramucci is now White House Communications Director. He's making it clear that he's going to soften his approach with the media. He's going to allow cameras back in, and I'm glad he's going to do that. No question about it. No question about it. I think it's extremely important that he does these things. Because if he doesn't, then there's this assumption that there's guilt. And there's no guilt. I mean, even Alan Dershowitz has said, one of the top legal scholars of this time, and he's a liberal, saying that there's no collusion. It's just a song that they're going to continue to sing because they have nothing else, friends. They have nothing else. All right, phone lines are full. Let's get them logged in, gentlemen, so I can start taking calls when we come back from this short segment. And then, of course, there'll be lines open, so if you're getting a busy signal, it's a popular show. It's very popular tonight and every time we're on. So I want you to hang in there and continue to keep calling, and I'm sure you'll get on shortly. And, of course, if you want to weigh in on Facebook Live, you can do that as well. And I'm saying hi to Gregory and Cecil and many others out there that are on Facebook Live right now, so I appreciate you being on as well, our live audience. All right, friends, I want to talk to you a little bit about the New World Order, but more importantly, I want to make sure that you understand what you need to do to protect yourself. That's why this half hour is sponsored by our good friends at the Davis Miles Law Group. Now, Greg Miles is the founder of this firm. He's a patriot. He's a best-selling author. And when I talk about this book, it's called The Bare Necessities to Protect Your Family, Finances, and Business, the 8 things you need to do now. Friends, I can't stress enough. There are 8 things you need to do now to put a legal fence around everything you own. Even Harry Dent is out basically stating that the real estate market is going to take a tremendous correction. Again, friends, all I can tell you is that Obamacare's still here. I knew the GOP turncoats weren't going to repeal this. You have got rights as a business owner that you need to contend with. You need to make sure that the government keeps their big hands off your stuff. And the only way you can do that effectively is by having knowledge. That's why I've been authorized to give you this free book. Yes, free, by calling 877-307-8383. That's 877-307-8383. I've known Greg Miles for 13 years. I've known this firm for many years. They are patriots. U.S. News & World Report named them one of the top 5 firms in the country. But more important, they are patriots. And everything they do is geared towards constitutional freedom, your individual liberties, and what you need to know to protect yourself. So, during this live transmission only, that free book, The Bare Necessities to Protect Your Family, your finances, and your business, the 8 steps you need to do now is available by calling 877-307-8383. Once again, 877-307-8383 from our good friends, the Davis Miles Law Group. Let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll go right back to those phone calls. Don't you dare go away.
You're listening to Steve Sanchez. Call him now at 1-877-49-STEVE.
Hey friends, this is Steve Sanchez, and before you make any food
It's out there.
decision, I want you to consider my friends over
That's
at
okay.
LegacyFoodStorage.com. The Legacy Food Storage is voted best value in food, lowest cost per pound, and they have up to a 25-year shelf life. They offer free shipping all around the United States, and get this, they're made
It's in that front
that
case
means a lot to me. I'm sure it means a lot to you. Their categories are unlimited, and I encourage you to visit their website right now at LegacyFoodStorage.com or call them at 888-543-7345. If you believe like I do, the inevitable can happen, and you've got to ask yourself, how will you survive? How will you feed your children? My friends at LegacyFoodStorage.com have
in
the
the center
answers, and
console
they're
of my
standing
car.
by to answer your questions. 888-543-7345. That's 888-543-7345, or visit them at LegacyFoodStorage.com. For a limited time, you get a free gift with your first purchase, and you get an incredible discount at checkout if you use the coupon code Sanchez.
It's about time something new came along for better selling and buying online. And I found it.
What now, Marge?
It's buysellmakeoffer.com.
Never heard of it.
It's a brand new company. That's why you've never heard of it. It's the newest and best way to sell any products online. I did all the research.
My car?
Yes. Yep.
My golf bag?
Your golf clubs. All of them.
How about your first collection?
Hey, now.
You said any problem.
Right. I did. We get 30 days free.
Membership is
Yep. And buysellmakeoffer.com will never charge item fees ever. Never. And this is cool. Listen to this. You can even use Skype or video to show your items. Yes. All we have to do is go to the website, sign up, and then load our stuff to sell. I love this site.
buysellmakeoffer.com.
Buysellmakeoffer.com. You got it?
buysellmakeoffer.com.
Happens too often.
Never selling, never buying.
What do you think it is? Wind pushing the doors?
Could have been. Well, in our new undisclosed bunker studios, you won't have that problem. You know?
Yeah.
Irregular heartbeat are just a few of these that can alert you that something is wrong. Hear how heart and body extract is making a difference in thousands of people's lives across America.
Oh, there it is again.
Blood pressure has normalized. My skin has totally improved.
Everyone telling me now how much healthier I look and how much healthier I feel. I recommend heart body extracts to everyone.
Everybody over 40 in North American continent should be.
How am I going to be able to do the show with that thing?
Benefit to keep their cardiovascular system healthy. Order your 2-month supply today by calling 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. Or order online, hbextract.com. Heart and body extract, 866-295-5305 or hbextract.com.
What's the scariest thing about going to the dentist? Opening your
Will that pick up on the radio?
Probably. I heard it when it was ringing. I asked Daniel if any cutouts are happening over there, because if it is, it's the storm. That's what's pushing that. Must be hitting some type of whatever it's hitting, towers or anything like that on the internet side. That is loud.
There's no deductible and no annual matching. Your acceptance is guaranteed for one of these insurance policies, even if you're retired. There are no networks, so you can choose any dentist you like. Call now for a free information kit with all the details. 1-800-656-9775. That's 1-800-656-9775. 1-800-656-9775.
We got 60 seconds.
All right.
California, May 19th through the 22nd for the Contact in the Desert UFO Conference, a weekend of exploration into ancient aliens, human origins, crop circles, UFO sightings, and new evidence of ongoing contact. The conference will feature panels, lectures, films, workshops, and field work with leading experts, including me, Dr. Stephen Greer, Giorgio Tsoukalos, David Wilcock, Corey Good, Graham Hancock.
This can irritate the crap right out of me.
I know. It's very loud.
Doc Wallach, and many, many more of the biggest names in ufology. Joshua Tree Retreat Center offers the perfect place for sightings with a clear desert sky. Last year, hundreds saw several real craft up there.
Connection is steady.
Okay.
Tickets to Contact in the Desert are available at contactinthedesert.com. That's contactinthedesert.com or by calling 323-721-1743. That's 323-721-1743.
All right, let's do this. All right, welcome back. Steve Sanchez hanging out with you. Glad to be here. 1-877-49-STEVE is how you weigh into the conversation. We are having a major monsoon out here in the hottest city in America, Phoenix, Arizona. If you know what a monsoon is, they are wild. And so I apologize for any technical difficulty, but we are back. We are ready. Let's go right to our busy calls. Let's jump over first to Carl in Las Vegas. You're up first. Welcome to the program.
Yes, Steve. You don't mind if I criticize you a little bit. Let me say it, and you can report to me.
Okay.
You had that guy Gary on,
Yeah.
which I don't agree with one thing he said. But unfortunately, you called him a drunkard.
Yeah, he
That's
is.
for true. Number one, he's sickness. He's got alcoholism, which is a sickness like cancer or anything else. And you claim to be the religious.
Not true. That pipe psychiatry, crazy bull crap that you peddle is nuts. Alcoholism is not a sickness. It is a choice. It is not a disease that's inflicted on you automatically. It's a self-inflicted disease. So don't give me that liberal crap. That is not a disease that just comes upon you. It is a choice. Just like drug addiction is a choice. I'm so damn tired of liberals like you and everybody else making excuses for people for their own decisions. There, now go ahead. That's not mental illness. Let's not pretend that alcoholism is mental illness. No, it is not. It is not mental illness.
It has something, well, okay. I'll go along. You can say what you want.
Well, it's the facts. It's fact.
I'm going to finish. Yeah, I know. You're well versed in the subject.
Well, obviously, I'm the one behind the microphone.
Yeah, well, I don't want a microphone.
Well, you do because you call the show.
I don't have a microphone.
But you like to get on it and hear, and you like to hear everybody hear your opinion, right?
Okay. Let me finish with this. You ever heard the rock song with the quotes in it? Time is running out. Time is running out. Well, I think that goes for your friend in the Oval Office when all of the subpoenas and the indictments start flying. You're going to see a very short time that he's going to be there. He's only looking at the pardons, possibly talking to attorneys about it. There's going to be indictments and there's going to be problems.
You really believe that, right? I mean, you really do believe that. Where's your evidence? Even liberal scholar, how about liberal scholar Alan Dershowitz saying this is ridiculous?
Well, he hasn't looked at the evidence because he hasn't heard the evidence yet.
Well, you haven't either. But you haven't either. And you're making a judgment that it is.
Yeah. But you're making a judgment that it isn't. There's nothing wrong. He's a wonderful, honest man. That's your judgment. Well, I think just the opposite. That's my judgment.
Let me ask you a question.
I think he's going to be a big problem.
Well, was Obama an honest man?
He had his problems too.
I said, was he an honest man?
I think a lot more honest than Trump is, and a lot less of a liar than Trump is.
You really?
Really?
Do you really? You can keep your doctor. You can keep your doctor if you want your doctor. That's one? Okay, I never wanted to get out of Iraq. Everybody forced me. But in the beginning, I'm going to get us out of Iraq by this day. Oh, what do you mean? I never wanted to get out of Iraq. Not me. It wasn't me. It was George Bush's timeline.
Yeah. Do you want to make a list of all Trump's laws?
Go ahead. Give me two. Give me two. Give me two. Give me one. Just one. One.
The biggest crowd ever at a inauguration.
Now you know that that CNN fake news hoax was proved that they took that picture. They took that picture when literally, absolutely, it's been proven. So if that is your only one, if that is the only one you have, my God, I don't know what more to say. Is there anything else?
Yes.
What? Okay, no, that's not what I asked you. I said, is there any other lie? Because that one basically is a fallacy. Well, is there any one? Just one. One. Give us one good one. Give us one good lie. One good lie that President Trump gave. One.
One? Okay. What about everybody is going to, on their health plan, is going to keep...
oh, no, you were thinking Obama. You're thinking Obama.
No. There's going to be no pre-health conditions. All be covered, and all his the plan he wants to put through doesn't take care of any of it.
Now that's a lie. Now how can you call something a lie? How can you call something a lie that hasn't even been implemented? You've got a do-nothing Congress, both Republicans and Democrats, that haven't even been able to repeal it. That's not a lie.
Because nobody wants to vote. Nobody wants to vote for it because it's so bad. It's so bad.
To repeal a law that is unconstitutional, that has literally seen premiums skyrocket by over 30%, where insurance companies have left the exchange and left states. That's good? That's a good bill? That's a good law we have?
Obamacare is unconstitutional? Where did you get that from? A constitutional
Well, what the hell? Where did we get? Where is there a right to health care? That's an individual right afforded by the Constitution. I'm sorry, my friend. I will eat your lunch for you when it comes to these things of the Constitution. If you're going to argue with me, Carl, if you're going to argue with me, you're going to have to get a higher intellect than that. Because I'll tell you something. When it comes to the Constitution and the rights afforded, you're wrong. You're just wrong. You're basing your life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness isn't a guarantee of happiness. It's the pursuit. That is individual liberties that allows you to pursue things that allow you to prosper. It is not a guarantee. You liberals love guarantees, but yet you love guarantees with other people's monies, not with your own. Carl, it's simple.
I don't need other people's money. Well, I don't need other people's money. I'm thinking of the people who can't afford to take care of themselves.
And they used to get it for free anyways with Medicaid. They got it for free anyways with Medicaid. No, that is not true. That's a lie. That's a lie that you're peddling. That is a lie that you liberals are peddling. Because you know what? I'll be honest with you. You really don't know. You're a talking point guy. You just basically regurgitate talking points to sound intelligent, and you call a conservative talk show that actually is intelligent. I'm not a talking point guy like some of the others out there that basically have talk shows. I have intelligence. I do my homework. And I will go toe-to-toe with anybody. But you don't bring me anything of value. You come with talking points. You regurgitate the same thing like that Bansum or Handsome or whatever guys on Kadon, and the same other talking points with Stephanie Miller and Leslie Marshall and all these other libtard hosts that basically can never make it in talk radio. That's why they basically own cable news media. You come up with the same stuff. Nothing new. Nothing true.
I'll leave you with my opinion of Scaramucci. Is that how you pronounce it?
Scaramucci. Scaramucci.
Scaramucci?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Trump does love him because 3 times he said he loves Trump, and all he did was put him down 100 times during the campaign, and I never heard anything like this. For a man who doesn't need the job, he's a very wealthy man.
Yeah.
And all he did is sit there and apologize for Trump. I love him, I love him, I love him. I mean, it's sickening. It's sickening. Trump loves to hear that from people. Those are the only kind of people that want around them, are people that stuck up to him.
Well, let's see. He is the president, and I would think he'd want people on his side. Well, didn't Obama? How about the czars that Obama appointed? How about the people around Obama like Loretta Lynch, who met on a tarmac with Bill Clinton to literally exonerate the criminal Hillary Clinton with blood on her hands from Benghazi, who lied to families, who literally deleted with BleachBit 33,000 emails? You're going to tell me, come on, man. Carl, you're going to have to do better than that. A nice try. I appreciate it, but let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You can't teach the teacher, Carl. You might be able to peddle that stuff with the people that lay on your couch and basically you write prescriptions for. But here, the only prescription is the truth. I still love you. You can call back anytime, but I got to bounce. 1-877-49-STEVE is how you weigh in on the conversation. Friends, I allowed that to go long for one reason, to basically expose the lunacy of the left. The lunacy, the talking points, the same tired talking points. They make accusations with no factual relevance to them. They don't understand the Constitution, nor do they know how it works. They fail to read and research themselves. He couldn't even name one lie that Donald Trump said. But he said, oh my God, the list of lies. The list of lies. And I said, just name me 2. I said, in fact, just name me 1. He couldn't do it. But I'm sure you and I can name a lot of lies that President Obama has told over the last 8 years. Friends, there is no comparison. Truth or lie. Real simple. And here, we speak you the truth. 1-877-49-STEVE is how you weigh into the conversation. 1-877-497-8383. And of course, Facebook Live is still on. And Mark Pimpleface Zuckerberg doesn't like the truth either. That's why I get censored, because God forbid the truth is being told to all the thousands and thousands of people that listen to this show. God forbid the truth is told, right? Right. I know I got a bunch of calls on hold, so everybody's going to have to sit put or stay put. And I promise you we will take some more calls when we come back here in the short segment, and then I'll have to hold some calls over on for the third hour, which you're definitely going to want to hang out for. I'm sure, Carl, you believe O.J. Simpson is innocent as well. I would assume you probably do. So, I don't know what to say. I like Carl. Don't get me wrong. He seems like a nice guy. I'd allow him to buy me a steak right there in Caesar's Palace at the old homestead. Nice Himalayan steak, Himalayan salt. Absolutely, Carl, you can buy me a steak anytime. Since you don't worry about money and you are a do-gooder liberal, why don't you buy me a steak there in Las Vegas at the old homestead? And we can talk politics. I can teach you something, because I think there's hope for you, Carl. I really do. I think there's hope for you. I don't know, I feel it. I feel that inside you just basically want to... I think you're a trans conservative. That's what I believe. I think you're transitioning to conservatism, but right now you're afraid because your peers and everybody. But I'm going to say this again. Alcoholism, sorry, and I don't care who gets mad at me, not a disease, not a sickness, it's a choice. Just like being a drug addict, it's a choice. Now, can you pass that decision and get clean? Absolutely, just like a lot of things. But don't you dare try to say alcoholism is like mental illness or cancer. That is what I call the spirit of stupid. This is Steve Sanchez. We'll be right back.
Hey friends, this is Steve Sanchez. We're here to talk about on my show the concerns I have over what I believe is going to be another economic calamity for America. That the experts like Favor and Rogers are now also warning about what could be the worst stock market crash in our lifetime, and why precious metals, specifically silver,
Brady. He's going to come on in. Brady or Brody? Greg Brady? I'll take these other calls in the next hour, because I didn't get a chance to talk about the Muslim stuff, and we'll do that in the next hour.
888-772-2929, or you can visit them at rmegold.com/Sanchez. Don't let the globalist agenda hurt your retirement dollars, your 401k, your IRA, everything you work for. Call right now for that free ebook, 888-772-2929, or rmegold.com/Sanchez. BuySellTakeOff.com is better than ever. I'm Pat Matthews here telling you that BuySellTakeOff.com, a revolutionary site for buying and selling anything and everything, just up the ante. Go right now to BuySellTakeOff.com and click the Sign Me Up button. When you do, you'll get the first month free, and then it's just $9.95 a month to be a member forever. And you don't need a credit card for the initial setup. Create your own store on the site and sell whatever you want as long as it's legal, however you want, and sell an unlimited number of items. Create your own intro video and describe what your store is all about. Your Skype to see where you're buying from, sell it to. Sell unused household items, as well as antiques, cars, televisions, collectibles, real estate. The possibilities are unlimited. Use social networks to promote your store right from our site. Remember, there are never any fees no matter how much you sell. Become a member today. I'm a member, and all your friends decide on too. This could become a great business for you. Sell whatever you want the first 30 days free at BuySellTakeOff.com.
If there's a toxic chemical, biological gas, or emergency while traveling or home or on your job, are you protected? Are you prepared? There are over 400,000 fires in the USA every year. Up to 85% of all deaths in a fire are due to smoke inhalation. 3 minutes without air, and we as humans will die. Be prepared and escape safely with our Safe Escape smoke goods, giving you up to 60 minutes of breathable air protection. Order yours online at ase-safety.com. That's ase-safety.com. Get up to 40% off plus free shipping.
Investing is a long-term process. How many times can you think of in the last decade that the stock market has destroyed retirement funds for people just like you and me? For your existing IRA, you need the security that gold has provided for centuries. Remember, gold has never been worth zero. Capital Gold would like to introduce you to the
This thing's still on there.
It's a self-directed IRA.
Would you text Craig?
Protection and tax benefits of an LLC. But the big difference in this IRA is you invest in gold and you hold it in your possession. You can't do that with stocks. That's security. You can transfer any type of IRA hassle-free in days. Please call right now and learn more, and we'll waive the $500 setup fee and give you a free safe to store your gold. Call 800-281-4224. 800-281-4224. 800-281-4224. That's 800-281-4224.
keep getting problems with my Facebook here.
Start as low as just $1 a day and
Huh?
pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-557-0158. That's 800-557-0158. Again, 800-557-0158.
No sitting around the campfire singing Kumbaya here. It's more of the Steve Sanchez Show.
All right, welcome back. Steve Sanchez hanging out with you. 1-877-49-STEVE is how you weigh into the program. Tons of calls on hold. This is a small segment, so I'm going to hold a majority of you over into the next hour after top of the hour news. But I have time for one more. Let's join Brady in Las Vegas. Wants to respond to the last caller. Brady, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thanks, Steve, for taking my call. I happened to hear your previous callers, Drunk Jerry and Carl Freud, they're the psychologist.
Yeah.
And that guy absolutely infuriates me. I hear him on the radio here all the time on talk radio here in Vegas. And all he does is that guy calls in and says, oh yeah, I'm a clinical psychologist, and Donald Trump has Alzheimer's. Donald Trump is ADD. You know, Donald Trump is the stupidest man. All he does is, you know what? I'm so sick of all that rhetoric. The guy is one of the smartest men in the world, and he wouldn't have gotten to that position if he wasn't there.
That's right. That's right. You're 100% on.
They keep bringing up. The one thing is that they keep bringing up, and they always bring up, oh, now that the Republicans, they can't even pass the health care bill. What's on the plate right now with what they're doing with the health care is they're basically doing that Obamacare. Like, they didn't change nothing on it. So my point is, they need to repeal the whole thing. Just scrap it.
Yep.
And the 30 million people that they keep worrying about is the 30 million people that started this whole problem when Obama said, we have to insure these 30 million sick people. That's what forced this whole thing to collapse in the last 8 years.
That's right.
And it forced people like me, who doesn't have insurance. I haven't had insurance in 49 years. I'm 49 years old. And then we have to pay a penalty each year when our taxes come due for the last 3 or 4 years. That'll be that penalty that we have to pay because we don't have insurance. And I'm one of the people that I actually would like to turn a lawsuit and say, geez, I haven't had any health coverage. I haven't had any claims. So why don't you pay me some money? I never had to use any insurance for anybody's medical expense. I think I want a rebate. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. No, I agree with you. You know, you get that with property casualty companies. You know, you get accident forgiveness. You get your deductible sent back to you if you don't use the insurance. Yeah, you better believe it, Brady. Where's our money? Where's our break? Where's the American worker and the small business person's break, who is the economic engine of this country? We don't get it. We get left in the cold, and this whole 30 million is a joke. They got Medicaid already when Obamacare got put into action. So it's all a farce. Obama is a slick salesman. He went to the insurance companies and said, look, the only way we're going to make this happen is I'm going to guarantee you X. What's X? Higher pharmaceutical costs? Higher insurance premiums? Of course the insurance company said, yeah, why not? And this is why we're in the position we're in. This is why Mike Fernandez, healthcare billionaire, who is a Republican, is saying, you know what? If I was a doctor and I had the opportunity to kill baby Trump, I would have done it. The nerve, the outrage.
Yeah, it's crazy too. And then he brought up that guy named Scaramucci, the new guy that's going to be the spokesman.
Right.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, I like that guy. He first thing he says when he comes on the news program today is saying, I'm sick of the leaks. If you guys in the press don't stop this stuff, you're going to get fired. I like that. What's wrong with it? And then all the people that say, oh my God, Trump and his regime just want to fire all these people. Oh, they should be fired. They were left over from Obama.
Exactly.
And obviously, all these leaks aren't getting anybody anywhere. And it all started from that big dossier that was from Britain that went to John McShane, who then turned it over to the FBI and said, gee, I don't know if there's anything here that's true or not, but I'm going to hand it over to you. And, 6 months now down the road, we're still talking about the Russian dossier and
exactly.
all this, yes, and you know what? What is so called?
No, you're right. You're right, buddy. I appreciate it. I got to bounce. Sorry about that, Brady. Short segment, but couldn't agree more. You're 100% right on, without a shadow of a doubt. Brady, I appreciate you weighing in. Thanks for listening to News Talk 720 KDWN, my flagship station in Las Vegas. All right, top of the hour news is next, and you're definitely going to want to hang out for hour number 3. So stay on hold. When we get back, we'll get to your calls. We'll talk about the Pope. We're going to talk about O.J. Simpson, and we're going to talk about the Minneapolis police chief that resigned following the shooting of an unarmed Australian woman by a Muslim cop. Definitely want to hang out. We'll be back. All right, Facebook friends, Periscope friends, and YouTube friends, it is time for us to bounce. Appreciate you joining us live on our stream. Drop your comments. Don't forget to go subscribe right now at my website, thestevesanchezshow.com, and literally get a membership for free in the Undisclosed Bunker for free. That's how much I care. That's how much I want you empowered. So go do that now. Give us a quick shout, and we'll catch you on the other side.